All right, guys, welcome back to hour number 2 of RollPlay R&D Pendragon. Steven,
Yeah.
let's go.
All right. So dawn comes early with rosy fingers, as it is wont to do. What's you guys' plans today?
What's you guys' plans today?
Yeah. Tell me what you want to do.
I would like to know whenever the next full moon is, just along our journey here.
Okay, it's probably
Yeah.
like, you know what? Why don't you roll a d30?
You're muted, Maggie, but I hope you said okay.
I think she said, "What the fuck?"
Probably.
Oh, there you go. It's 5 days
5.
from now, Maggie.
5 days. All right.
Why wasn't that a D28?
Ah.
Well, it's not February, is it?
I like that response.
That was a
But
good
that's the
response.
worst response possible.
Well,
That's why it's the best.
I know that Sir Philip wanted to travel to his lands, and I suppose I could send Thea to the twins' residence in Berwick St. James to check on things. I can always return, so I'm happy to do whatever the knights are wanting to do today.
Sir Philip, are you like galloping out the gates already?
No, my friends. My friends said they needed a moment to figure out their own affairs, so I give them a moment to figure out their affairs, and when they get back to me telling me of their plans, I ride out.
Okay, so do you guys want to like fast forward a week and say that you all visit your manors, see what's up, figure out what the status is, and then we regather
I
back
gotta like
at
do a
Sarah?
beat down on this Asunti guy.
I think
or
that would be
whatever.
good, yeah. I'm
Okay.
okay with that.
I kind of want to get a ride on early, so I don't want to have to wait a full week for you bastards, but I'll do it.
You could like try to plan to meet up near Berwick St. James if you'd like, Sir Quinn.
Sure. Yeah.
Is Neal frozen?
No, I'm here. You said Sir Quinn.
Oh God, I didn't mean
Oh.
that.
I was
Mr.
like, well, that
Phillip.
makes it really easy for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, God, sorry. I meant you could plan to meet up near Dinton with Sir Philip so that he would be closer to, you know, restitution.
Yeah, we'll just meet up in a week or whatever.
Okay.
Okay.
So, Sir Quinn, you head back home to Berwick St. James, and your two daughters, who have been raised on a steady diet of tales of your glory, are surprised to see you, and it takes everybody a little while of your convincing them to realize that you actually are who you say you are. But some of the elderly household staff recognize you, and they say, "Oh, by, it's young Sir Quinn, looking not a day older than he used to." And everybody believes them because they're very old and respectable and not at all senile. So,
Awesome.
your two daughters, and did you ever name them?
Yeah, I did.
That is a lie, and I know it.
They were Tabby.
Tabby.
They're not cats, goddammit.
Oh, it could be Tabitha. It could be short for Tab.
Exactly.
Tabby.
Thank
daughters.
you. Thank
No
you.
problem. I got you.
And
Tabitha.
since Maggie just saved me, Ariel is the name of the other one.
Tabitha and Ariel. All right, fine, I'll allow it. I was gonna name them like Morgana and Enid, but you know, Tabitha and Ariel are acceptable. So Tabitha and Ariel, they're like at the door holding hands in matching dresses, and they like stare at you when you ride up, and they say, "Welcome home, father."
Wait,
and they,
wait, they were a match of dresses and they sound crazy. Aren't they like 15
yeah,
years
this is
old
like
now?
The Shining,
Yes.
and I don't like it.
Okay.
They're like 15 years old in matching dresses, and they're staring at you. And everybody welcomes you back, and they tell you that things have been going pretty well, and that let's see, where is Berwick St. James?
Just north of.
Yeah, it's just north of Sarum, northwest a bit. It actually turns out that the Saxons have not touched Berwick St. James yet. You've managed to escape all of the predations that have befallen Salisbury. Your daughters are a little weirded out to have a father that's just like a decade and change older than they are now. How old are you?
I'm 26.
There you go.
Wait,
You're
right,
you're
yeah,
11
26.
years older than your daughters. So they're you know, they're like, you don't look like a father.
In
But
fact, if you get married, you might get married to someone their age.
pretty much. In fact, they are rapidly approaching marriageable age, and you will probably have to face that horror story.
If
as
they can
father.
pass my trials first.
The trials of Sir Quinn.
Do you put them on a horse and see if they die, or what goes on?
They must bring me the head of a griffin.
Yeah. So everything is quite calm at Berwick St. James, and you spend a week just seeing to the affairs. Sir Emrys, you return to Broughton, where everybody is immediately overjoyed to have you back. A number of people at Broughton remember you, recognize you, and of course everybody's heard the stories about how you challenged the Duke of Cornwall to single combat on the top of a hill as lightning struck all around you, and you ran him through with your sword, and you lifted him bodily over your head, and you said, "For King Uther, the rightful king of all of England." Yeah, it was very dramatic.
Yep, I remember it like yesterday.
Do you just like respond like that every time someone talks about this?
I act very nonchalant about the whole ordeal.
Okay. Give yourself a check to proud.
Okay.
And Sir Lunette, when you reach Idmiston, your manor caretakers welcome you back with open arms. Though like outside of the central circle of people who were helping you take care of the manor when you were still at home, there is a certain amount of wariness about you, since it seems like many people are maybe a little bit afraid that your extended stay in Ferry has rubbed off and will maybe contaminate them as well. And everybody's a little nervous about the gentleman who is staying at your manor.
I'm nervous about that too.
They're all kind of like, now, Sir Lunette, there is a gentleman,
yes,
caller.
Yes, the Sir Escorent. I heard.
Yes.
Bring me to him at once.
Right away, my lady. And they bring you to like your bedroom, where there's like a mildly fat man who's sleeping in like his underdrawers on your bed. And like he's just like completely passed out, his head like rolled back, snoring uproariously.
All right, I'm going to like make the loudest noise we can. Maybe I don't know if we have something that we can ring. Rooster, anything that's loud.
One of the servants runs and gets a rooster
Bucket
and
of
a
water.
pot, and you
hits
bang the
with
rooster on the pot. Yeah. And it goes clang 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 clang. And
no
this guy just like
harmed in the making of this this show.
This R&D. This guy, this moderately fat, sort of like 35-year-old man, like leaps out of bed like 3 feet high and just like bodily flies out of the bed and lands face down on the floor. Whomp! And then he gets up. He says, "What? What is this? What? Who are you? I say, it's most unceremonious."
This is my place.
Your place, my lady. I wish I could say it was a place of someone such as yourself, but I am afraid I have been single these many years, and I have not seen a lady of your quality in many a time. Tell me, who are you?
You will leave my bedroom at once.
And he sees like all of the household staff sort of crossing their arms and staring at him with very cold looks, and he says, "Oh my! I say, it seems as though there is a misunderstanding. Can I please clarify what might be happening at the moment? Who are you, and what are you doing here?"
I'm Sir Lunette of Uthbert of Edmonton. This is my place. Who are you, and why are you here?
Sir Lunette, why that's preposterous. Sir Lunette left 16 years ago. She hasn't been seen in years. And again, like the caretakers next to him just sort of like glare at him even more, and he looks at them and he says, what? Well, this is most irregular.
It is indeed true that I have been gone for quite some time. But it is for good reason.
He sort of like peers at you out of his eyes in his underwear as he stands there. Yeah. And he says, "Have you any proof that you are who you say you are. What?
How
What?
do I like prove that?
I don't know. How do you?
Okay. I'm gonna go over to my armoire. I'm gonna
Yes.
open up the side of it that has like a little bit of drawers in it, not the side that has like a closet. I'm gonna go
Yes.
in there and go to the bottom shelf, and in it I have a couple photos, like family photos that have been hidden underneath there, underneath like a flap in the shelf. And
Family
I take it out
photos.
and
Photos?
yeah.
Yeah, like selfies,
Oh wait,
maybe.
photos. Yeah. Well, like paintings. There we go. Not photos.
Paintings
You know,
that you
like
hide in a dresser? Tiny paintings?
yeah, tiny paintings.
He sort of
For
exclaims.
your
he says, "Oh."
wallet, Neil. God, like fuck.
Yeah. Yeah.
He
Neal,
says,
what?
"Oh, wait, what? My underwear drawer, please, my lady, my modesty." And you go to like the secret drawer that you know is there, and you pull out a couple of daguerreotypes, which were taken of you back when you were, 15 years younger. So that's what you're using to show to him that you're really.
If he
who you
doesn't,
are.
I'm gonna like whip out my sword in a second here.
Sorry, I'm laughing with chat about the photos.
Oh, yeah. Time traveling. It's okay,
Yeah,
guys. I got this.
I think it's totally cool that
My
there's like
driver's license.
a hidden drawer in your dresser, and you're able to like pull out some family paintings that he never knew were there.
Yeah.
Seems legit.
So yeah, you
I like that. Oh, by
You-
the way, whoever made that photo with all of us as Ariel with our faces, nice.
yes,
Liked
it's
it.
amazing.
God, who did
Wheat's a
that?
little salty though. He wanted to be a man-made or a
That's
merman.
man-made.
It's Merman, JP.
No. You specifically said man-made in
Man-made.
Skype, Wheat.
Merman.
I have logs, doctored or real. It doesn't matter, but I can prove.
Yep, we can post chat logs.
Yeah.
I never.
Yes, so you pull out these paintings, and he says, a secret drawer hidden underneath my underdrawers. I can't believe it. And the rest of the family staff sort of impress upon him that you are who you say you are, and he immediately drops to his knees and bows deeply, and he says, "My lady, I have waited for your return these 6 years, as I have been intrigued by a lady of your skill and knightly bearing." And he sort of peers up at you through his hair that's hanging down in his face. His kind of greasy,
So you thought
prematurely
it
gray
right
hair.
to stay in my homestead whilst I was gone?
No one was taking care of it. What? I figured if I simply stayed here and helped tend to the land, then upon your return, surely you would
Help
see what
tend
an
to the
excellent
land,
job.
you say, and I look at my staff.
Yes, plow the
kind of-
fields, sow the seeds, increase the fertility of the earth.
And I say, "Is this true?" And I look at my staff.
And your most trusted house Carl looks at you and she says, "Well, Sir Lunette, he has done a solid job of keeping the peasants in line and ensuring that our fields are productive, but now that you have returned, I see no reason that this gentleman should stay unless it be at your desire."
What is your name again, sir?
"I am Sir Escarant at your service." What?
Have you not another place to go?
He sort of scratches the back of his head and he says, "I am but a humble knight bachelor. I have no lands of my own, and I have nowhere I could stay. I don't know what to do. You, of course, know that it's customary for knights bachelor to live at the halls of their lords, and that perhaps a more appropriate place for him to be staying is at young Robert's castle."
Yeah. I'm going to reiterate that to him and tell him that I will give him this eve to pack up his things, but he must leave at once.
He sort of blushes and looks abashed, and he says, "Well, one day, it's such a short notice. I have so many belongings that I've moved in here. 3 trunks of clothing at least, a number of vases."
Well, you better get to it then.
He scurries out the door to your room, and his butt is kind of hanging out of his underwear, and it's not very attractive. It's very jiggly.
Okay, I kind of
As he
I
trots
kind of
out
like
the door.
giggle a little bit. And,
Yeah.
You know. All right. Oh my
So,
goodness.
yeah, the rest of the couple of days pass uneventfully. He manages to get out of the gates tomorrow evening, and you find in your room later that evening a single rose that was sort of haphazardly hacked from one of your rose bushes just out in the front, and there's a scrawled note that says, my lady, please call on me at any time you have need. Hugs and kisses, Sir Escarant.
Well, that's sweet of him.
It was very sweet of
Pretty
him.
nice.
A little creepy.
I think you should
Sweet.
give him a second shot.
No. That's like mega creepy. He just like moves into your house. What?
Well, I mean, he
super
wanted to date you and
inappropriate.
you weren't home, so.
Yeah.
What else is he fucking
I
supposed
really
to do?
wanted to
Gosh.
date you, so you know what? You
That's
weren't
why I
home.
just moved
thought
in.
I'd just like move in.
I
What's
thought I'd
up?
just wait
I
for
don't
you.
know.
That turned into like 15 years. I mean, it just shit
What's
happens.
7 or 8
Oh,
years in the
goodness.
face of true love?
That is
Exactly.
dedication, but it's
Yeah.
creepy.
True.
After 5 days have passed, I also use my mirror.
Yeah. So you head outside and you gaze into the mirror under the light of the full moon, and the handsome and refined face of Caliborn appears in front of you. Are you still here, Maggie? Your camera is frozen.
Skype either XSplit blue screened or Skype disconnected her.
It's too tense. Maggie couldn't handle it.
It was an immediate disconnection though, so I want to say XSplit blue
Weird.
screened
Mm.
because she's using the green screen. It doesn't. Like
Oh, I thought you meant yours. I was like, well, that doesn't make a lot of sense.
that sometimes. Oh no. You wouldn't be able to hear me if. Yeah.
No.
Should we just go to someone else's manor while we wait?
I think we should. So let's see. Who else is there?
Well, did we do Philip completely?
No.
I was
haven't
going to wait
Philip
for
at
you
all.
guys to be done with your
Oh.
things.
Well, I guess to finish
Good
mine,
point.
you said that,
Yeah, Sir Emrys.
you
Yeah,
said that there was fighting or something like that, right?
your manor at Broughton has been raided by Saxons recently, and all of the local knights on your manor, and like you guys know that your manors are like there's generally between like 5 to 10 knights who live in residence on your manors, who are all like brothers and uncles and cousins who have all been knighted as well, and also up to like 150 fighting men that you could levy out of a population of between 400 and 500. Your manors are actually sort of sprawling estates that have a number of farms and fields and almost like a little town on them.
Sure.
So these aren't just a house. And Broughton is completely devoid of all of the family knights since they've been sent off to Sarum to muster with King Nantleode. But everybody on the manor is overjoyed to have you back, Sir Emrys.
Okay.
Was there anything specific that you wanted to do while you're here?
Well, what is the like? Is there a battle plan at work for defending the homestead, or what did you mean
no.
by that? We've been under attack.
You're not currently under attack, but the Saxons have been raiding into Sarum regularly recently, and without a strong military leadership like yours, they just haven't been able to mount a strong defense. So if you wanted to spend a couple days putting together a plan of defense,
I have a 15 in battle under combat, so can I
that's
roll
awesome.
for
Absolutely.
that? Okay.
Interesting.
Let me call Maggie back so that doesn't just screw up all the cams. All right, I'm rolling a d20. 7, so I succeeded.
Yeah, total success. You just like get everybody sat down in your war room. You say, gentlemen, there's no fighting here. This is the war room. And you sit down, draft up a plan. And within like 2 hours' time, you've instructed a number of people to dig extra ditches, to put up extra palisades, and to train a couple of the extra villagers in the bow. And all of a sudden, immediately, everybody just feels 100% more confident that they'll be able to repel the Saxons.
Great. I guess with the time remaining that I have left, can I scout out the homestead that was offered to me by Robert
Yes.
to know what I would gain from that? Both
Pittance.
in-game and out of game?
Yeah. Pitton is a man or a day's journey from Broughton. So you go off, and it turns out that Pitton makes much of its income off of its apiaries. So it has a number of fields. It grows enough to sustain itself, but it's not like exporting grain or anything like that. It's actually primarily producing honey.
Okay.
And so it has fields on fields of beehives that are kept and tended by the peasants. And you give yourself a thorough survey, and there are a couple of parts of the manor that are a little run down, since it doesn't look like there's been a knight in residence for some years. But it does look like it would net you an additional £6 per year in income, which of course you would spend maintaining that estate, but it would boost your annual glory by, not insignificant amount.
Okay. All right, I'll think on it.
Cool. And it sounds like Sir Lunette is simply dropped off the face of the earth.
No.
Yeah, I'll text her here in a sec.
All right. Well, Sir Philip, did you want to, gather any information about your homestead or the area around?
As long as I'm having to kill time waiting for these guys, I want to know everything I can about this gentleman who has forced himself on my mother.
Brangor Kiner? Yeah,
Sounds
let me
like a
see.
jerk.
He is the father to Sir Palor, who slew your older brother and who you then slew later in single combat.
Well, that's all I need to know. I'm not waiting for my friends. I'm going to go see them right now.
Okay.
Done.
So you just ride down the road, galloping at top speed, dust flying behind you. Your horse is breathing out steam as it thunders down the road. Your eyes are glowing red. Your sword is lively in its scabbard. And you thunder up the drive to the gates of Dinton. And
Yeah.
And do you dismount, or you just ride into the manor on your horse?
I don't ride Wile E. Coyote style into the manor.
So
I go up until I have to get off my horse to get inside.
okay, so you're standing on the front porch of Dinton. And are you knocking on the door? You saw a number of
No,
people.
it's my house.
working
I walk
fields. Oh, you just open it and stride in.
It's my house. I grew
Okay,
up here.
awesome.
I open the door and walk in.
So a servant comes running down the stairs and says, "By my word, sir, please, I must ask you to leave at once. This is."
Do I recognize the servant?
No.
Who are you in my house? I say.
Let's see. This is a manservant. He says, my name is Cavalon, and I am Sir Brangor's manservant, and I must insist that you leave at once.
I must insist you leave at once. And then I continue walking in towards wherever the, a common area would be. And I know my house, so I search my house for this guy and my mom.
He runs ahead of you, and he slams a door just in front of you as you're about to enter a room, and you think you glimpsed an older-looking man sitting at a table with his back to you, and you hear murmured voices from inside.
Then I open the door.
There's a strange man here. So you open the door, and Sir Brangor turns around. He stands up. You draw your sword,
Yes.
and he says, "What is the meaning of this?"
Where is my mother?
He looks at you and he says, "Sir Knight, I know not who your mother is. Can I offer you some bread, some refreshment? It seems as though you're confused."
You are in my house, and if you do not leave this instant, I will slay you where you stand.
A grave look overcomes his face, and he says, "Sir Philip Gallery, you are dead. And you have been for these many years. Who are you, and what is your real name?"
I attack.
You attack an unarmed man in his own house.
No. My house.
All right. Yeah, sure. Okay. You go ahead and roll your sword plus 10.
Plus 10?
Yeah, he doesn't have a weapon or anything.
Sweet. So that would actually... Let me look at my character sheet here. My sword is 16, so that is d20 plus 4?
Yes.
No, d20 plus 6.
Plus 6.
23.
You crit, so go ahead and roll double your damage.
That would be 8d6. 30.
All right. You run him through the chest, and a gout of blood sprays out of his mouth.
Whoa.
And 2 doors burst open, and there are 2 knights who run into the room in full armor with swords drawn, and they see you just like wipe the body off of your sword and like slam it to the ground, and then you just like stab it in the face for good measure. And they say, "By Our Lady, you have slain the master of the house." And they say,
I am
"Servant,
the master of the house.
run and tell, what's your mother's name?" I don't think I even gave her a name.
I don't think she has a name either.
Let's give her a name. How do you feel about Chelind?
I don't like that in the slightest.
Melissa?
Give me 1 sec. Let me actually look it up.
Gwendid?
No. Oh, I cannot find this name. Sure, Gwendid.
Gwendid. All right. Find Gwendid. Tell her there's a murderer in the house who's slain her husband. And the 2 knights advance on you, drawing their blades. What are you going to do this round?
I kind of just put my sword point down and say, I would love to see my mother. Bring her to me at once.
Okay. One of the knights says, the lady of the house has no desire to see her husband's murderer, and he attacks you. So since you're not defending yourself, he gets a +10. Which, let me see. I need to figure out what the hell his stats are. Would you roll a 1d6 for me, please, Neal?
Sure. That would be hopefully my pleasure. 1. Hopefully.
Oh, very nice. So this is a young knight. He is brash and impulsive, but he is advancing on you hotly. So let's see. Sword 15, so 1d20 plus 5. He succeeds, striking you for, oh God, how much? Striking you for 46 damage, which is 18. So I guess after your armor, that's 8.
After my armor and shield, right?
Well, you didn't actually take a defense action, so you don't get to use.
Oh, so I don't get my shield.
No.
So I take 8.
And what's your size?
My size is 11.
Okay, so roll against your dexterity to see if you're knocked down.
But because it's not damage after armor; it's damage total.
Correct. Damage before armor.
Are we sure about this?
Yes.
It's been fucked up a few times.
It has been fucked up a number of times.
Okay, so I want to roll dex or lower?
Yeah.
Pass.
What's your dex?
15.
Nice.
Yeah. So you're not knocked down. The second knight advances on you, and he takes a swing at you as well.
Okay, I cannot take a defensive stance in the meantime?
Nope.
Okay.
He succeeds.
Oof, that one.
10 damage, which all of which is soaked by your armor. So like these 2 knights are like wailing on you in the middle of this sitting room. There's like brandy spraying all over the walls, and there's a dying man gurgling on the floor. Are you going to continue fighting, or are you going to hightail it?
No, I would like to take just a defensive stance. So I can if I take a defensive stance, I get what's the benefit
10.
of that over attacking?
So if you take a defensive stance, you get +10 to your skill, your swordsmanship, but you don't do damage on a success. Now you're fighting multiple targets. What that means is you take your total value for your stat and you divide it however you want between the 2 targets. So if your swordsmanship is a what? 16?
16.
So at a 26, you could give each of them 13. You could give one of them 20 and the other one 6. And you're rolling against that value to counteract their separate attacks.
I would like to call on my passion of family, my love of family.
Absolutely.
And destroy these people. I don't recognize either of these knights, right?
No, you don't.
Yeah. I'll assume they're this bastard who's dying on the floor, and I would like to roll for my little family.
Do it.
It's a 19, so it's going to be hard to fail.
Please roll a
Oh!
Oh
And you hit a 20.
Neal, never. You're
Oh
never
my
supposed to
god,
say
you
that.
guys. Okay,
You never
Twitch chat,
fucking
I am
say that.
so excited about this.